Right, so next up we have opening a pull request revisited.
Let me turn this off so that I don't go. All right, who follows this guy on Twitter? Because you totally should. It's hilarious. Highly recommended. So I was going to talk about that at the very beginning of today when I wanted to demonstrate the workflow for a Kubernetes pull request. Because you are all in the intermediate workshop, there is a session called Git Tips and Tricks for Kubernetes Contributors that will go into the depths of the Git workflow for Kubernetes as well. So I don't want to belabor that part too much. And I want you to all take your questions to that, and that should introduce you to some of these things. However, rolling back into Kubernetes being a huge project with thousands of contributors and many maintainers, it can be incredibly difficult to get attention on your pull request. Remember how I asked who here has opened a pull request? It was, like roughly, about 10 people. And I think the only person who actually had a pull request successfully merged was one. So that's not great. And I am here to tell you that that happens. And we are trying to make it less common and less of a thing. And I will also give you some tips to make sure that you get the attention on your work that it deserves. We already talked about finding an issue. You can go ahead and look in any. Yes, I have a question. There's a question.
What are the tips or tricks like when you cast a location?
I'm going over them right now.
Oh, no, the deck.
Sorry.
You're on this deck.
I will talk about them.
Okay.
Yeah, right here. So finding something to work on. We have talked about how to look for good first issues. Sometimes you bring your own issue. There is also, if you want to make big changes to the way Kubernetes works, we have a process for that. And that is the Kubernetes enhancement proposal. I do not recommend that new contributors start with a cap. It has happened, and people have been successful, but it is not something that I recommend.
Don't steal my joy.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so impressed. So in Kubernetes enhancements, you will find the information that you need to file a Kubernetes enhancement proposal. Small bug fixes, go ahead and submit a pull request. Big change proposals, submit a CAP. One thing that you need to submit a CAP successfully is you need to collaborate with a SIG. You need to join a SIG that owns that part of the code that you want to change, and you need to propose to them. You need to have conversations. Please, please, please do not do a whole lot of work, submit an enormous pull request, and then wait. Because you have to talk to everyone first. Most of the time, even if your idea is great and perfectly executed and everyone wants it, people also will want input. That's a part of open source. Look at the contributor guide. I dropped a link in there. In the contributor guide, we talk about common ways to communicate, common ways to get feedback on your pull request. There is a style guide. There is a Git commit guide as well. I already talked about trying not to do too much at once. And this is a cool message. Okay. There you go. All right, let's see, what was this? Do not boil the ocean? Okay. So when I opened a pull request earlier, follow the steps. Follow the steps as outlined in the pull request template. One of the very first things that will happen is a bot will talk to you. Please do not ignore the bot. Please do not hurt its feelings. The bot has important information and it wants to tell you things. There's a couple things. This pull request, whoopsies, that moved. It will tell you, nope. It will ask you to assign additional approvers. When we say approvers, often we mean reviewers. Basically, what we want to happen is we want to have people take a look at your pull request. And there is two kinds of reviews. One of them is an in-depth code review, and the other one is a code approval, meaning somebody with the authority, and we'll get into the authority in just 1 second, will come along and say, I'm okay with this change. That might not be an in-depth code review. You need both. Some Kubernetes sub-repositories other than core Kubernetes will require more than these two reviews. They will require multiple code reviews or multiple approvals. Sometimes if you're submitting work from different SIGs, you might have to get approval from both SIGs. Most of your reviewers will come from the code owners. That is also how the bot knows where to find your reviewers. Let me show you that real quick. If we, nope, your scroll is wrong, Allison.
My scroll is wrong.
I have my trackpad set differently. One thing you will see in many, if not all, Kubernetes repositories are owners files. In an owners file are the GitHub handles of potential reviewers and approvers. Reviewers and approvers are members of standing that have knowledge and ownership of a certain part of the code base. We are looking at the top level owners file, which is why there's famous names in there. I am also in a couple of owners files, not the top level one because I wasn't there when people built Kubernetes, but I can approve things, for example, in our pull request template folder. Right here, it's a totally different set of people, and these are mostly members of SIG contributor experience because we are trying to make the pull request template to look as useful and friendly as possible. So when the bot tells you what to do, the bot pulls your reviewers from the owner's files. The bot will also ask you, please talk to me. The way to talk to the bot is with a / command. Let's go ahead. And how much time do I have left? We have a little bit of time.
Oh, this one, university one?
Sorry? Kubernetes 6. Let's go to the contributor playground. And I'm going to go to an issue right here. I'm going to show you how you talk to the bot. So right here, so if you want to play around with the Kubernetes contributor bot, the contributor playground is a great place to do so. Feel free to open issues, play around, check your CLA. This is really just a place, this is how I experience the Kubernetes workflow. This is not actual code, this is really just like, hey, I'm not sure how to talk to the bot and I'm gonna test this out. So in this issue, for example, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna try and follow one of the bot prompts, which up here, there's no bot. I'm going to go ahead and say, assign Guinevere Sanger, which is me. I'm on Allison's computer right now. Sorry, Allison.
Okay.
And then what will happen up here, now I'm an assignee. Notice how if you're used to using GitHub, a lot of the time you can click on GitHub and say, like, I want this person to review my code. Well, you can't. You got to talk to the bot. That part is disabled even if you are an org member.
Is that for historical history?
No, that is an excellent question. Thank you for asking. The reason why it works this way is because it's a huge open source project. We often get spammed. If we actually allowed people to have GUI access to the code, bad things can happen. Some of our top level reviewers can actually click on buttons and they have done so mistakenly and it has broken Kubernetes. So we have a lot of so the Kubernetes bot and the infrastructure around it is built to make sure that all of our workflow is automated. The automation controls when things merge. The automation controls who gets to approve things for merging. The automation controls who gets, well, you can assign people, but you can't click on people's faces. You have to tell the bot, I want to assign this person. And the bot will sometimes tell you, I can't assign this person, or I can't do this. For example, if I have my own pull request open, let's see, where is my pull request? Let's see, do I still have it? I opened a pull request earlier. If I went ahead and I talked to this pull request and I said, so currently if you look on the left, there's no approvals, no code approvals, nothing. If I went ahead, well, this is Allison now, never mind.
Well, no, you probably prove it.
If I hit and say approve, or if Allison approves this, the bot will say, the bot will actually do nothing because Allison does not have authority to approve anything in this part of the code base. This is why it is important for the bot to discover which SIG owns this part of the code and also whom to assign. So right here, the PR will say, you can assign the PR to them by writing /assign and then their user handle. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to assign Jordan. Sorry, Jordan. And now I have an assignee. The reviewers, by the way, were assigned by the bot automatically. So long story short, look at what the bot prompts you to do and follow the instructions. Some of this, the bot will do automatically, depending on where you are in the repo. Sometimes the auto-detect works really well. Sometimes the bot doesn't know exactly who owns this part of the code base or who is a best reviewer. So they'll make suggestions and you'll have to go and ask humans to help you with your work. I already kind of talked about labels and bot commands. You talk to the bot with a /. There is a slide right here that shows you all the commands that you can do with the Kubernetes bot. Back to this. If you have seen the pull request, we are looking at a long list of labels on the side, and the automation is driven by those labels. The bot will also run the tests again for you. If your tests fail, you tell the bot, hey, /retest. If you don't know, if you get stuck, ask for help. We have several Slack channels. The two friendliest ones are SIG Contributor Experience, and there's also an entire Slack channel for PR reviews. So if you have trouble finding a reviewer, go ask in there, jump up and down. You also now know me. If your PR is perishing and you really, really want it merged, send me a Slack DM. It is okay. I will look at your pull request and see if I can find the right people to get you going. Again, this ties into make yourself a member of the community. Join a SIG, join the mailing list of that SIG, go meet the people at the SIG meet and greet later today, ask how you can help. Some SIGs are super friendly and have a really awesome onboarding process, and other SIGs need help with that too. Welcome to open source. If you see something that's broken, whether it's code or a process, start fixing it. Eventually you'll own it. And you'll help make things better. We talked about finding a reviewer. Follow the bot prompts. If there is an issue associated with your pull request, go find the author of that pull request on Kubernetes Slack. Send them a DM. Say, hey, I've been working on this. Can we collaborate? Check the owner's file for who else you can assign as an approver. Please be patient. Your reviewer might be asleep. Your reviewer might be on vacation. You don't know. You don't know where they live. You don't know who they are. But give it some time. Give it at least a few days before you start escalating. I already mentioned the PR reviews Slack channel. PR reviews. Oh, SIG contributor experience. I think it might even be SIG contrib X. It is, yeah, SIG contrib X. And if you find parts of this process that are too broken for you to deal with, come and tell us in SIG contributor experience. We'll make sure that people listen to their charters. So, PR workflow, recap. You submit a pull request, use the template. You add labels using the bot commands. The bots will comment and help you out with that. Things you will see. Do I need a release note? Have I signed the contributor license agreement? The needs OK to test flag will happen if you do not have org membership. That just means that we need an org member to come and verify that you're for real and you're not spamming us. And usually you'll be collaborating with someone already and they're like, oh yeah, this person's legit, the tests can run. Again, this is a good thing to ping me for. They're like, hey, I attended the new contributor workshop, I'm trying to submit something and the bot won't even run the tests. I can have that for you. Then you will often see needs kind and needs SIG. That should be part of the pull request template, and sometimes the bot will automatically assign a SIG for you as well. So keep that process up. Once you have an approver and a reviewer and go through the code process review, be responsive. Get back to your work, address comments, make sure that you fix things, take suggestions, bring it to the SIG meeting and say, hey, I was working on this, I'm not sure what to do. Then, once the tests pass, there's this period of nothing. Your PR just sits there. It has all those labels, and nothing happens, and there's no merge button. You wait. The next thing that happens is that the automation called Tide will merge your PR on the next batch. So just sit tight and wait, and your PR will merge in the order it was received. This is just an example of a really nice first-time pull request. The person is using the correct bot commands. It says this is a feature, not a bug, not a cleanup. See all the labels on the side? There's the kind feature label. There's the approved label. There's an OK to test flag because this person is not an org member and needed that extra flag. And this person also went through and gave special notes. This is the first time I'm writing any Go code. Do that. Communicate. Let people know. Because it's always better for people to have more context than less. And then she also is describing really well like what is happening when she's trying to run make. Perhaps some of you have seen this message earlier today. I already brought up the contributor playground. Play around with the bot automation on this repository. Membership. Org membership, I dropped a link for you. Org membership is not supposed to be difficult. Everyone in this room is a Kubernetes contributor. Not everyone in this room is an org member. Once you have a couple of pull requests, or you have collaborated on a project, you have been on a working group, you've served on the release team for a term. Actually, when you join the release team, we'll probably sponsor you for org membership. The membership guidelines are vague on purpose because everyone's contributions are different. You do not need to get patches into Kubernetes to be an org member. You can get patches into Kubernetes test infra. You can work on the docs. You can work on the community docs and the community processes. It is not supposed to be a high hurdle. It is really just a verification for us, the community, to be like, hey, this person is involved and this person is serious about joining the community. Once you have a few pull requests, filed a few issues, anywhere from 2 to 5 things, go ahead and find yourself 2 sponsors and ask for org membership, and we will give it to you. This is the contributor ladder. Everyone is a contributor that contributes to the project. Once you have sponsorship by 2 code reviewers, there's a couple rules. You can look at the exact rules. You are a member. Then the next tiers are reviewers and approvers. This means your name, your handle is in 1 or more of the Kubernetes owners files. And again, it does not have to be core Kubernetes. It can be Kubernetes community. It can be, Kubernetes SIG's kind. But once you have knowledge, once you've proven yourself, usually people pull request themselves into the owner's file because they're like, hey, I can start, contributing to code review. And that is how you climb the contributor ladder. So it looks a little bit like a reviewer is like a level above, but what it really means is that you have ownership of part of the code. It's not like you don't have to know all the Kubernetes things to be a reviewer. But if you're good at storage, maybe you are now a reviewer of all the things that are Kubernetes storage related, for example. I hope that was clear as mud. The top level owner is literally the people who know all the things about Kubernetes. So somebody who owns all of Kubernetes test infra would be an owner. That is it's basically defined by an entry in the top level owners file of an org repo. All right. I could talk about releases, but I am at time, and I would rather spend time answering questions about the pull request workflow, the membership ladder. Yes? Sorry? I'll repeat you.
For the example that you gave previously of the contribution, so the first time PR.
Yes.
It was a feature.
Yes.
So this person had to first ask the seat owner, right, for this thing. Only bug fixes are allowed without the previous conversation.
Yes-ish. So every once in a while you'll get like a tiny little feature that isn't technically a bug fix, but it's like I'm just enabling this tiny little thing to do one more thing. And I'm sure this person had conversation beforehand as well. I don't actually know. This was really more like she's explaining what is happening. Yeah, so actually I'm not sure about this. I wasn't there for this. I wasn't reviewing this particular pull request. I was just saying this is a good explanation. Yes, for most features you want to have a discussion with the maintainers and code owners, absolutely. Every once in a while, though, I think in this case, this just kind of adds an extra functionality that maybe is only for you. Play it by ear. If it's not too much work, try it, but I would always go and talk to people first.
Is the playground active? Like when you submit PRs, will someone do something with it and will the time merge it? Is it a real thing?
The question was, is the playground active and is it a real thing? The answer to that is yes, it is active. Yes, it is a real thing. People might not come and merge it, but I will probably troll the playground for the rest of KubeCon and see what happens. And if, and again, same rules apply. If you want to submit something, there's also some real typos in that repo. So if they're legit fixes, go ahead, find me on Slack, ping me, let me know. Yeah.
If you go back to the pull request that was not yet approved.
This one?
It was.
Oh, my pull request. This one?
No, the one that was in the slides.
Ah. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, keep going. There we go. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. This cure is not approved. This pull request has been approved by. That language is kind of awesome.
It is terribly terrible.
Okay.
This code lives in Kubernetes/test infra, and it sounds like you found a good first issue.
What is that second approval? Is that just code?
This is actually the person who submitted the pull request.
Okay.
So it's only. Okay. It says that it has been approved by this person already, but it needs further approval. Good question. It's really, really difficult to fix this language, unfortunately. That's why it says we suggest the following additional approver. Any other questions? Let's see if I can skip ahead to our contact slides. Lisa's questions. Oh yeah, so coming up next, we have talks at 3:30. It's the break right now, so you'll have a 25-minute break or so. There is resolving conflict on GitHub. To avoid all confusion, this has nothing to do with merge conflicts. No one is going to teach you how to fix your merge conflicts. This is about human conflict. This is about if somebody wanders into your repo and is mean to you, what do you do? Same time, you have test grid and you. This is talking about the Kubernetes test grid. We have a lot of test integration, and if you want to learn how it works, that is a good talk to attend. Check out the unconference. That's what I might do next. And at 4 o'clock, I already mentioned Practical Git for Kubernetes contributors. This is going to talk a little bit more about the Kubernetes Git isms. I kind of touched on these this morning. We use a fork and clone method of submitting patches. And then please attend the SIG meet and greet. We also, I don't know, we were going to give this book to all the attendees. I do believe we have a code for you that I will post somewhere. And again, we can check in with me at the SIG meet and greet where I'll get more clarity. However, who came from furthest away?
Sydney's probably the focus.
Sydney, who came from Sydney? Israel? India?
Distance from India to.
All right, you find out.
I need to Google this though, and I don't know what.
All right, we will have copies of this book, digital copies of this book available for everybody. It is Programming Kubernetes, Developing Cloud-Native Applications by Michael Hausenblas and Stefan Szymanski. And thank you. Welcome aboard. These are Pippi and friends sailing into the sunset. Please come join us. Do I have a contact slide? I don't have a contact slide. I am so sorry. I'm bad at that. Find me on Slack. My Slack handle is gsanger. Let me pull this. Let's see. How do I? Actually, just look for Guinevere on Kubernetes Slack. There's only me. Also, I welcomed some of you in the Kubernetes dev channel earlier today. Thought I had a contact slide. Oh well. All right. Thank you so much for coming. Feel free to come up and say hi, ask more questions that maybe you didn't want ask in front of everybody.